Hello and welcome to another one of my super fun videos. Today I'm going to attempt in making some face masks for the dreaded coronavirus. Before I begin, I just want to clarify that wearing one of these masks does not guarantee that you will not catch the coronavirus. Okay, so first I'm going to pull out this fabric that we have left over from when my fiance was going to do something inside of his truck and I'm not sure of. So, it's not something I would have picked out, but gotta make some masks and use what we have. So I watched a couple videos to kind of figure out what pattern I wanted to do, and the video I watched, she got some sort of circular item. I'm using some Tupperware lids, and she drew a circle in her fabric. She said 10 to 11 inches were for adults, and then I didn't listen to the other ones because I don't have any children. So I'm going to be doing the 10 to 11 inch diameter circle, whatever you want to do. Call it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with this large one. I guess I should flip it this way. This one is like 10.5 inches, so I'll probably use this one, just out of curiosity. Yeah, this one's 9 inches, way too small. Now, I'm not fancy and don't have the little chalk stick thing that she had in the video, so I am just going to use a pen. Got my handy dandy red pen. It'll probably not show up, but we're gonna try. No. Well, you can see it just enough. And once again, I'm not super fancy and I don't have special scissors for cutting fabric. I just have like these scissors that came in my sewing kit. So I'm gonna use these to, I'm gonna cut a square that my circle is in, so that way it's a lot easier instead of holding this giant thing of fabric. Ta-da! And you can't see it, but there is a circle there that I outlined my little Tupperware lid with. Next, I'm going to cut out my circle. Okay, so here's my circle. Looks pretty circle-y. I was a little worried at one point I couldn't see my line anymore. I was worried it was going to turn out some sort of square oval looking thing. Alright, so the next step is to fold your circle in half. And then you're gonna fold that in half. Like so. Oh my gosh, this is just real ugly, let me tell you. Okay. The next thing in the video, after she folded it, she took her scissors. Ugh, it's still not even. That's gonna drive me nuts. So, I can't get it even. Okay. Better be even. As good as it's gonna get. Took her scissors and she, oh god, I need normal scissors. Ooh. Oh man, this is gonna look so ugly. She did that, and then she, I guess, this went like this. Yeah, okay, so she did it, and then you get your 4 shapes like this. Hope I did that right. Okay, so now you're going to take 2 of these, or if I can get it, put one with the pattern side that you want to show facing up, and then put it another one on top of it with the pattern facing down. And then you'll do the same with these 2. One facing up, one facing down. Now, I'm going to do something a little different than what she did. I've also got these that I'm going to cut into the same shape, and I'm going to put them, I'm gonna have to think about this because I know that you fold it outwards after you sew it. Okay, I thought about it. So I'm gonna cut them, or cut 2 of these to match the shapes, and then after I've sewn 3 sides, I'll slip it in there so that when I sew there's only 3 sides. Correction! After I sew 2 sides, I will slip it in there so that when I sew the 3rd side, it's all inside and it's a nice little filter. Okay, so once again, get my pin, gonna trace like so. Let me see if another one will fit in this corner. I guess I should do this one. I don't know if they're the same size because my cutting was terrible. Ah, so 2 will fit, okay. So I'm just gonna, ooh. Apparently I don't know how to trace. I need to go back to preschool. See, now I've got my shapes. So I've cut out my 2 shapes and I'm gonna get to sewing now. The first step is to sew the rounded part. So this part we're gonna go first. You'll have to bear with me because I've literally never been able to use this machine. It always has problems, but I finally fixed them this morning. So we're gonna give this a go. Should be ready to go, let's see. So I had a little bit of problem with my first one because I've not only never used a sewing machine before, but I've never sewn on a curved ankle. And I made some problems, but I corrected it and I think I'll do better on this one. Oh yeah, much better. I did green so you can see. Much better. Yeah, okay, so this was my first one. Like I said, never had done a curve before or used a machine before, so it went pretty south pretty quickly, but I fixed it. And then this is my second one. Pretty good. So this is the part where I worry that the 10.5 inches maybe wasn't big enough. So the video says to flip it now like this, like so. So now your pattern is on the outside, and then you take your other one and you flip it and put it inside. So, I mean, this works on me maybe, but like I was making these for my brother and my dad, who definitely have bigger jawlines than me. These are not gonna cut it. So I think I'm gonna edit this video and say, for an adult, if you're doing this, maybe 12 inches, because I just don't see how it would reach. Oh well, let's see what I can do with these. So originally I had cut out pieces like this that I was gonna stick in there for filters, but after looking at this design, I'm just not so sure that that would really make much of a difference because this fabric is so thick. So I think I'm gonna leave it out and just see how this one goes. So the next step, the video says to basically sew all the sides once you put both of yours together. And it should be like this, just they're all stacked on top of each other, and then you sew every edge. I put some pins in mine because it wasn't staying very well. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, how on earth? This doesn't make any sense. So I did one side. I think this is prettier, I'll make this top. Like it's nice and long from this point to the top, but like how is that gonna work? It's also very hard to breathe out of this fabric. Oh man, I would not have to want to wear this for a long time. Okay. This is probably the worst mask I've ever seen. And at one point, I accidentally flipped it and didn't realize it, so my bobbin thread, or whatever you want to call it, is on top, whereas the rest is black. Oh well. I mean, I was thinking of using my embroidery option to put his initial there, so maybe I'll just do that in green and it'll look like I did a design. Ooh. Now I just gotta figure out how to get these over the ears, or some form of attaching, because that I don't think was in the video, or it was elastic, I can't remember. And I don't have any elastic, so I went back and watched a little bit more of that video, and apparently you fold this and you sew it, and it creates a little tunnel for, if you had elastic, your elastic would go in there. I do not, so I'm going to use some of my fabric to make strings, and then they will slide into these little tunnels I'll make. So I measured and I gave about 1 inch of flap, so I folded it, and then from the corner to the edge I measured 1 inch. And ow, Jesus. And then it'll look like this. The strings will go through here and around the head. Okay, I'm gonna sew. Let's try this again. I just really don't understand why the videos had to make it so long. I think I'm gonna trim it a little bit and re-sew it, as this is like in my eyeballs. All right, I'm gonna make the straps now, and I'm gonna totally wing this. So I went ahead and I made the straps, and I put them on, and this is the finished product. It's a little big on me, but it's not meant for me. It's for my dad and my brother, so I think it'll do just fine. And it just ties in the back.